How should I behave to become a friend with a person? Plants may think about these questions when we humans come close to them. Maybe you protest and say that plants can't think. No, certainly not. But it has turned out that they have a consciousness. Now, that was not what I was going to tell you about here, but instead the thought was from a plant's perspective. When we walk in our garden or forest, we enjoy smell, sounds and colors. Even if we don't think about it directly, most of us humans like nature and take it as a friend who is just there for us. As I described in the video, what is the nature's biggest problem with you? There is a high risk that the plants consider you as an unreliable herbivorous animal. So we can think about the thing about friend from the perspective of plants to humans. If you were a plant and saw an unreliable herbivorous animal coming towards you, how would you react? For my part, I would think about how I could contact that animal and communicate with it to get the best chance of getting everything in my favor. Wouldn't you? With that reasoning, I thought I aroused your curiosity and take some plans, both in this video and the next one, where I will tell you about what different plants hope to get help with. It will depend on the plant itself, the environment, the temperature and the nutrition present in the place, and animals such as insects and birds. That said, each plant is unique in its conditions. In this video I will tell you about the plant.
The plant bouquet Spirea, Spirea x van Houte.
It is so good that I can use a computer to hear the name and how to pronounce it. Well, let's move on. It is so easy to just put the Spirea down somewhere when you have bought it or received it from someone. We read on some page or hear from an expert and take advice from each other. But if we ask the Spirea herself, just like we ask a friend, where do you want to sit? What do you want to eat? And what interest do you have? Who do you like to hang out with? Well, then we might get completely different answers. So I started to ask the Spirea what exactly it likes. Let's start with the question, where do you want to sit, position-wise? Well, this one on the picture likes to be in the west facing. At the place where I can buy it, it says in the text that it wants well-drained soil. So I check with the Spirea. Do you like well-drained soil? Well, the answer is not just clear yes. So I will just keep asking. Hey Spirea, out of 10 parts of soil content, do you like how many parts of sand? The answer was 3. With that, I realized that content can consist of many things. So it's time to ask the questions about what ingredients the soil should contain for the Spirea to thrive. All the time I ask the Spirea itself. When I ask the question about sand, I discover that it is not a great ingredient. So what the Spirea itself wants is 2 parts light clay soil, 4 parts small gravel and 4 parts ordinary soil. If it is allowed to stand on such ground, it has got the best it knows. Time to ask the question if it has any best friends. It thinks it has 2 best friends, and that is giant poplar and linden. Now, Spirea is ranked high on the list of invasive species, so it's good if you pay attention to that. It has many plants itself considered as enemies. Here your own remorse comes to surface. With that, it is time to ask yourself the question, what do you want? What do you want in your garden? If you live in the Nordic countries, the spiren is considered invasive. If you live in Eastern Europe, the spiren has been there for a long time, so it is not considered as invasive there. Time to check out what natural enemies it has. It has neutral approach to grass. Flowers, yes. It depends a bit on whether they intend to steal water and nutrition from it, but other shrubs that like the same kind of nutrition, well, then the competition starts. Now let us check the enemies. The worst enemies are 4 different kinds of bushes or trees. The first one, cherry bushes or tree of all different varieties.
Buxus sempervirens boxwood buxaceae crataegus flabellata.
Once again, I couldn't pronounce that. So, the next one is Guyana hedge hawthorn. Rosacea hawthorn in general is known as an enemy of the bouquet Spirean, but the worst of them is hedge hawthorn. Then we have Nothofagus antarctica beech Nothothecacea. Once again, I have problem with the pronouncement. I hope that's good. With this, we understand that it is possible to keep the bouquet Spirea within certain limits so that it does not spread. Then it comes to the next question. Is it any of the enemies of the Spirean that is invasive? Then they in turn have enemies, and so on as long as we want. Maybe it's better to find some plant that isn't invasive. With that, I hope that I have made you a little bit curious about what life the plants live, and that it might be time for us to discover nature's views of us and each other, of course. Thank you for watching this video.